Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Hunting with Pratze, and this time finally with Slice Hardshot. Hi Slice.
Hey, how you doing, Pratze?
I'm doing great. I mean, I'm so happy that we made it to actually get together because we are like quite a far distance from each other, like in real life, and
Right.
our time is totally different, so it's really hard to get together and record actually.
Yeah, I think it's like 7 hours, right?
Right. But must be so freaking late for you.
Yeah, I think it's 3:30 in the morning at least. Something.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot to for taking the time. And yeah, we're here on your reserve, on Slice's reserve here on his he's the host here on Saddler Creeks. And well, it's turkey season actually, and we got the longbow. So
Yeah, I've shot it a few times. It shoots. It's definitely weaker. Gotta aim a little bit higher out there, past 20 yards. But I think we could drop some turkeys with it. I think I've killed two already with it.
okay, nice. Well, it is weaker indeed. I tested it too, but yeah, it's a challenge, and I like it that they are not always going like further, higher, stronger, but also like they pay attention to the experience kind of.
Right.
So that's cool. Um, Apart from that, we of course will not exclusively hunt turkey. We kind of like just hunt whatever comes our way, more or less, right?
Right.
And of course, we're gonna show you guys the bow. And well, I also take with me a shotgun for whatever it might be helpful, and also the 308 handgun. Um,
Oh yeah. Geez, this first time I've seen that. That's Dirty Harry right there.
I might just put on the scope as well, because I'm not gonna take a long range rifle with me. I think
Right.
that's fine. Because you are a big bow hunting fan.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know that.
yeah. I know it's just so hard for me to pull out anything else in this game. But that's
So
alright.
just for all my subscribers, there's something important to tell you guys about Slice and about Slice's channel. I know quite some of you must have been subscribed to his channel. The only problem is that YouTube made a big problem for Slice and his channel, because he was actually connected to YouTube um, with some different email account than Gmail, and now, as some of you guys might know, YouTube decided to force everybody into Google Plus, and if you don't have a Gmail, then that's not gonna work. So Slice had to put up a brand new account actually. So everything that he did was gone, or like you know,
Yeah,
not
it's still
gone, but
over there at the other channel. It's just I don't have any more access. Well,
right,
I can do stuff with it, but what would be the point? I can't share anything. I can't, like the
right,
circles and stuff like that they're forcing me to do now. Is just kind of
correct.
I was forced to make a new channel.
So basically, there's gonna be his new channel. There's a link gonna be in the description. Um, so that will be the active channel of Slice. Because, what point is it to have a channel where you can't see comments and can't interact? So it's really crazy. That's, I don't know. I do not want to over comment on that Google Plus thing.
Yeah,
It's just I think we are agreeing on that it really sucks the way it
yeah.
is right now.
The way it is, yeah, it just seems like there's a mess. I mean, they just got things all over the place in there. But yeah, enough talking about them. Hopefully, you guys, follow me over if you've seen my videos on my other channel, and just go ahead and just subscribe to this channel. This will be where I'm uploading all my videos from now on, and we'll see you there. But yeah, I got that 6 pointer this year. Did you? I know I didn't get it on camera, but that
Are we
was,
talking about real life now,
yeah,
right?
real life. Yeah, did you end up?
Okay, 6 pointer, whitetail buck.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, I was taking a drink. But yeah, I actually got that on video, except for the shot. If
Okay.
if you if you see real close in the right hand side of the camera when you can hear me draw back, and then when I come back, you can just see the tail end of that buck standing there. I shot him at like I think he was 12 yards away on the
Okay.
ground. That was that was
Was he
pretty
like?
exciting, man.
Did he like go down on the spot or
No, he
no?
he took off. I hit him a little more far back. Oh, there was a bear right there. Mm.
Yeah. Um. Uh.
Yeah, I didn't know if you seen that bear. He was
I
looking.
didn't,
He was
but
looking right
maybe.
at us. He turned
So
and
did he?
ran. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Good start.
yeah. But anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, I hit him a little bit more far back, like kind of um coming in the stomach, but he was quartering away from me pretty strong. But it came
Okay.
out the rib cage just about 3 or 4 inches back behind his left shoulder. So it went in the stomach on the right side and then came out about 3 inches behind his left shoulder. So he didn't
So
go
there.
far.
So it was actually through the lung as well.
Yeah, it took out
Yeah.
one lung and it punctured his diaphragm, and I put one little small slice in the bottom of his heart. It
Ha.
was just a
There we go. Slice hard shot.
yeah, it wasn't the best heart shot I've ever had, but when I did that video, I showed. I mean, it was so hot that day,
Mhm.
and I talked about what happened after I shot that buck, and I thought for sure I got that on video. Man, I was so disappointed when I took the camera
Uh.
down and I looked, and the camera was facing a little bit too far left,
I can
and
imagine that
oh,
that sucks.
I was looking, but you can hear it. I mean, if you have a headset, you can hear me draw back, and then I kind of peek out around the pine tree, and I let that arrow go. You can hear it whack that buck, man, and then you can hear him taking off. Like he ran hard, and I
So
was pretty
is it
excited.
on your channel?
Yeah,
Because I haven't. Okay,
yeah,
then I really have to watch it later.
yeah.
Just for you guys who might not know, Slice is of course a hunter in real life, and that's also the thing that is so interesting when watching his videos. He has always something to tell and compare to real life, and you're actually doing videos um, since not so long ago. You are sometimes filming when you're out there in the woods or wherever you are hunting. Um, so that's a really cool thing. And if I was a hunter in real life, I of course would also try to film some real life
And
footage.
man, it's like an understatement on when people say recording yourself while hunting is hard. That
I
is,
can imagine.
it seems like every time um, you think you got it, you think you're getting it, and because when you hit the record button on a camcorder, it's like sometimes beep beep, it sends off a
Yeah,
beep. Well, there is a silent mode, and I turned the silent mode on because I didn't want it to beep.
of course not.
And sometimes you reach up and you hit that record button. You feel like you pushed it in all the way, but you're just not quite sure. You know, like, is it recording now? Is it not recording now? You don't know because you don't have the beep to tell you, you know, and there's no way to look at it because it's on the side of your head. And,
Yeah, of course.
and so there was plenty of times I thought I was recording, but I wasn't recording. And when I
Uh,
didn't think I was recording, I was recording. You know, I was, and
I only had that once when I tried to make a video for YouTube here on the
yeah,
game.
yep.
But you know, in real life, if that happens, it sucks even
Ah,
more, I guess.
and then my camcorder has an internal shutter, you know, like a lens cap that I flip a switch up or down, and it kind
Okay.
of like closes, and you know, and sometime, and just for instance, one time I was sitting there, and probably about 50 yards away, a really nice 8-pointer come right out of the pines, man. He came out, he had his nose to the ground, and I hit that record button, but I forgot to flip that switch that
Ah,
to for the you know, the lens cap. And this
yeah.
buck comes out, man, and he circles around and he's grunting, and he's like, you know, he goes back in the pines, and I'm like, man, you know, he was nice. And next thing you know, I look over, he totally surprised me because he came out at a different area, and he was had his neck all stretched out, and he was looking at me. He was looking at my decoy because I had a doe decoy out there,
Okay.
and he was like snort wheezing a little bit, you know, and I'm thinking I'm getting all this on camera, you know. I'm like,
Like the
wow, this
awesome
is gonna be
footage.
nice, you know. And after he was like, all right, the gig is up, you know, he snorted me and he ran off. I
Okay.
hit the record button to stop the recording. I took it off, and I'm looking at nothing but a black screen
Ah,
because
damn.
I had that shutter closed, and I was like, no. And you could hear it, you know, you could hear him doing all this, and you know, but I didn't get it on video. Oh, I could have
So
kicked.
there was a bull coming through here.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Well, he's 500 pounds.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Did you want to call her?
Um,
Do you want to? I got 2 tree stands over here.
yeah, that's actually the place I wanted to check out on your reserve, because
Oh
I
yeah,
heard you talking about the whole idea behind that spot. Actually, oh, I heard a
there's a
turkey,
turkey. Oh, I just missed it. Did
like
you
right
click it?
behind. Like yeah, I did. I can mark it for you on the map,
Okay.
like right next to that stand. Like no, that's the wrong one. Uh, this one, I guess.
Oh, okay, back there.
Like here, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty exactly where he called.
Let's might as well get him started this way.
Mm-hmm. I can give him some calling actually.
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, when you set up this place there with the 2 tree stands, or is it still 2 tree stands?
Yeah, there's 2 here. Yep.
You had kind of like there was a bigger picture, a bigger idea behind that spot, right?
Um, I
Or was
think
it not exactly there?
I think if you might be referencing to like
That
the person in
triangle.
the back. Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, like as a natural funnel. I just
Yeah.
kind of thought of this place because, well, for one, the first time that I actually looked at it, there was so many tracks everywhere. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there was just all over the place, you know. And I ended up calling in a really nice elk. I shot the elk, and I was coming back here to actually look for a place to put my tree stand.
Mm-hmm.
And right over this hill, straight ahead, that leads down to that water, there was a giant freaking blonde pig, uh, male boar pig, like
Okay.
came up right here. I pulled the shotgun out. I had slugs, and I think I just shot him right in the head, like right there. It was just an awesome scenario because I just stuck a big old elk,
Nice.
and I was like, man, and I started looking, and I noticed that it's kind of the center of, like the towers, the triangular towers, so you can basically call animals from three different directions because in theory the animals, like spawn more close or around the tower areas,
Yeah,
naturally.
and
But
also
oh, go ahead.
because of the river, I mean, that might, you know,
Yeah, that'll funnel them too,
yeah.
down the shoreline. Them bear
So
tracks.
once I'm in that tree stand, I'm gonna open the map and show you guys a little bit what Slice was talking about, because we're like now in the middle of those. This is like the triangle he was talking about, right?
Yep. Or even you can even talk about, like this one to that one, because there's going to be animals around this area that are spawning because of
Right.
this tower
True.
and all the way around,
So yeah,
I really like this field here. During the day, there could be real big old elk or
yeah, I know.
turkeys,
And also,
hogs.
like where you have your other barrel, that field actually is also um there's a lot of elk
Yep.
sometimes. So yeah, I'm not hunting Saddler Creeks that much, so I'm happy to have you with me today.
Yeah, I need to
'Cause
start getting more stuff. I haven't bought a lot of anything for the hunter in a while. I just got the longbow, but
so I think we're gonna just make a little recording break here because there's not really much happening. And we're just gonna try to call in that turkey or a couple more if possible. And if nothing is going to be happening here, we of course will change change location. But yeah, until then we keep you posted about this place and what's happening here.
yeah, we'll see if we can't get some critters in.
Right.
All right,
We'll
yeah,
do that.
they're with movement. They have busted me so many times because I hardly ever just go turkey hunting. I'm usually deer and turkey hunting in the fall.
Right. So you're not setting up everything like especially for turkey hunting.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
actually, I'm going to start in the spring. I gotta see what I need to do that. But I did buy a turkey tag for the fall. I just hunted a lot of pines and tall grass, and the turkeys really don't go in that type of area
Oh,
very
I see.
often. Now
Yeah.
the real tall pines like that have the branch like what we're sitting in,
Mm-hmm.
and around us, they'll roost up in those at nighttime. That's the type of trees that they fly up into before
Oh.
dark.
Oh, they do? I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know that they would always like fly into a
yep,
tree for the
every day.
nighttime. Oh.
Yeah, right before dark, you'll start hearing them,
Flapping.
flapping. Yep, a good dozen of them, and then you can, well, okay, I know where they're roosted, and then when you come in the morning, you can hit a crow call, or like stuff like that, and they'll gobble. I don't know
Oh,
what
I
it is,
see.
but it triggers them, like an owl call, a
Maybe
hoot, or a crow call, and they just gobble. I don't know, but
maybe like to show we are there, it's our place, kind of
hmm
like.
but I've had turkeys. I've been on the ground. I've had turkeys 5 feet away from me, but I still couldn't kill one. Cause like I
Because
tried to
as soon
draw
as
my
you would,
bow back,
yeah.
and boom, they just bust me right away. I was sitting in a tree stand like we are right now, and it was
Mm-hmm.
foggy, just like this in the morning. And I heard one clucking out there. I always carry a box call with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit the box call a few times, and he gobbled, and here he come. And I was like, man, all right, I got a
Mm-hmm.
turkey tag, and he's coming in, and he went behind one of these bushes like you see down here where we're looking right now.
Yeah,
But it
small
was
ones.
thicker, and he was right behind it, and I was like, all right, and I drew back, and he seed me. I have no idea how the heck he seen me behind that bush like that, and he just, boom, took off flying, man.
So they do not like bolt or something. They right away take off most of the time.
Yeah, you really super surprise them close, they're flying away. They're like,
Uh,
yeah. Because one time I heard some scratching, and it sounded like walking coming towards me just before I rounded this corner. And I had blue jeans on. I
mm-hmm.
was just going to move my tree stand, but I always take my bow with me because you never know what's going to happen, you know.
Sure.
But I had blue jeans on, but I had a camo jacket on. And right before I rounded this corner, I heard something coming. I heard something walking. And so I just got down on my knees, and I clipped my release on my bow, and I was just sitting there. And it took a while, like 10 minutes. I heard this thing moving, you know. So, hold on, something's going on with my headphones here. All right. But, all right. And it right when it showed, it was the head of a turkey. I mean, not 5 yards away, popped out, and I mean, he spotted me and boom, took off flying, man. I mean, it was like a 20-pounder,
Wow.
and it just like, wow, he got airborne fast. But sometimes they'll hit like a tree because they're not that graceful. But they're powerful, man. I mean, they start whipping them wings and
I've seen in a video how they treat like a male decoy.
yeah,
Man, that was tough. I mean,
yeah,
he was gonna rip that thing into pieces.
they'll fight off coyotes and stuff, man. That's how they
Well
survive
done then.
when they have chicks. See, their chicks can't fly, you know, for a
Oh yeah.
while. So
Okay, so they have to be defensive,
yeah,
like
they gotta
really.
have some spurs and really whack them coyotes, you know, but them coyotes get them too, you know. They
I was always not sure what the spurs are about actually. So is that actually weaponry for like
Yep,
defense?
yep. They go for the eyes, the nose. You know,
Whoa.
like try to gouge your eyes out.
And that's mostly because they have to protect their like not able to fly chicks.
Yeah, two reasons they fight for the females. You know,
Oh yeah,
they
they fight
like
between
yeah,
like
and then to protect the flock. You know, they'll have. You know, they all kind of take turn. You know, doing that. But when it comes to female time, you know, only the biggest and the baddest. That's why them usually two will hang out together, and them two big ones come in on your Jake decoy trying to get a hen over there. You know, they'll kick the shit out of it.
that's probably how they like develop this awesome ability to like pump their body size to the absolute maximum they
Yep.
can get it.
Yeah, when they strut, man,
Yeah.
that's where that comes from. Is the strutting.
I mean, if they tight tighten their feathers to their body, it's actually not that fat. But if
Nope.
they, if they do what they do to make themselves big, it's
Yeah.
it's just incredible.
And
It's
I seen
incredible.
some massive turkeys driving this year. I was actually coming into my hunting area, and they were crossing the road.
Hmm.
Man, you should have seen the toms in this flock. Wow, they were massive. I was just like, oh, I would love to be throwing one of you up there on my Thanksgiving table.
I would love that too. And who knows? Maybe one day I, you know, I get I'm able to have a trip to America. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, yeah, man. Only you can make it happen. You know, I mean, it depends on your living situation or
Yeah, right
obviously a
now I'm
money
studying.
situation,
Right now I'm
time
studying.
situation. Yep.
Yeah. So money-wise and time-wise, it's not looking too good right now. But
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I did not expect the hunting season. I mean, the bucks that I saw this year on this public land. I mean, it blew my mind.
Yeah, I remember last time we spoke, you had a so-so um, season. I think you saw one really good buck, but he was all the time quartering uh, completely away from you. And you remember that when you told me that?
Was that last year?
Yeah, last year was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think
And you
I.
said you actually had a really bad season last time. I
Yeah,
think you.
I didn't see. I seen deer. I just could never get a shot,
Right,
and it was.
you said you have been very close to him, but
Yeah.
you had never a chance to shoot actually at all.
Yeah, that was my and one, that was a 5 pointer when I was with my son. I ended up clipping my cam on my bow just on a little tree limb, and it
Mm-hmm.
made that little twing sound, and man, that
Wow.
buck looked right at me, and I was right in the middle of drawing back, and he's like, "Nope, I'm out of here." So he took off, and yeah, I had plenty of close encounters. This year, since I already took that 6 pointer, I wasn't able to kill a buck here, but I wanted to get him on video. And
Mm-hmm.
this year, I decided to do a little bit of still hunting. And what that is, you just kind of walk real slowly from tree to tree, look around corners,
Mm-hmm.
look down little aisles. You never know when deer be standing there. And
Right.
I was doing that for about only like 15 minutes, and I pulled that doe bleat can out of my. You ever seen one of the cans where you turn it over,
Yeah.
like they got in here? And
Yeah,
I forgot they
that's the
had
one
it
you get
there.
in
Yeah,
the beginning. Yeah.
and I turned it over, and it balled, like that, and I put it in my pocket, and not 10 yards, here comes this little 5 pointer, man. He just came around the tree, and he was looking at me, and I was
So
just standing there, and then I got a ghillie suit on,
mm-hmm.
so I
Oh,
I look like, yeah,
a
if you
bush.
yeah, I look like a tree because I don't do the ghillie on my legs. I make my legs look like a tree trunk,
Okay.
and then my top is leafy, and he was looking at me, and he started looking around for that doe, man. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh my God, I can't hit this record button because if I reach up and hit this record button, he's gonna I mean, he's standing 10 yards, like right there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, I want to hit this record button so bad, and he
And knowing that you think that whitetail is the smartest animal on planet Earth.
yeah. So then he took about two more steps to me, and he reached his neck out, and he was like, "All right, something ain't right." And he snorted me, and he took off running. And I was like, "Man, you shithead."
It's funny that they snort you. I didn't know that. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I think I saw it on a video where they had a decoy. They had a ground blind and two people in the ground blind. One was filming, the other one had the bow.
yeah.
And it's so amazing to see how that works with that decoy. If when it works really good. Cause he was like, he didn't, he thought he was in a hurry, kind of the buck.
Yeah.
He made sure he's gonna be first at the place. So he was not too cautious, but they had only a slight movement in the ground blind, right in the process when he was actually almost trotting towards that decoy, and he picked up that sound, and from that moment on he was extremely suspicious.
He just
He
stops
would
and
he would
looks,
say,
like stopped on a dime.
right,
They just kind of.
they just bolt, and then he was still very curious because of
Yeah.
of
Oh,
course he had a
and they're
visual on
not
the doe
they're not too
decoy.
afraid of a whole lot when it's rutting time. When their necks are all swelled up, man, and they're the king of the woods. They feel like out there sometimes, because just
Is
this.
that also the time when you do like that rattling
Yep,
stuff?
you can
Uh,
rattle and grunt
that's
and
kind of missing in the game, isn't it?
oh yeah, that would be awesome. And you ever see the does in here where they just start trotting with their tails straight out, and they're
Yeah.
they're just trotting? Oh man, that's the rut right there. If there was a buck behind that doe grunting with his neck stretched out, like grunting, as he's going through there, that
But you
would
know
be
what?
amazing.
It's actually something on the agenda, I think, with the dev team.
Oh really?
They really want to. They have said it a long time
Man,
ago already. They really want to make it happen to have like inner action.
it's a magical time out there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I was,
So should we actually move
yeah. Let's move.
maybe to that ground blind that is that in that clearing in that
Yep,
field?
that's in the field. I'm gonna pick this ground blind up here, over here, but that's kind of on the way. I'm gonna grab this one because I
Okay.
set that up actually when I was on my I had a real nice elk coming, so I
Hmm.
set that up right there real fast. But yeah, man, I mean I seen some nice bucks out there this year. I could not believe it, man. I came across and it was so funny how it happened. I was doing a little
Oh,
scout.
hold on.
Oh,
Let's record.
all
Let's
right.
record then.
Okay.
Um, I'm going 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, guys. We've been sitting there in that tree stands and trying to call in turkeys, and we gave it a try on elk too. But it seems like there's not so much going on in that funnel right now. Like usually, here's a lot of traffic, so to speak. But right now, there was nothing going on, so we decided to go towards those fields. And yeah, I just thought we talk a little on the way, because we had some really interesting conversations while we were waiting. It was almost a little bit pity we didn't record. So once again, just because it's turkey season, we have been talking about turkey, and Slice actually has real life experience on turkeys. So I was asking Slice because I had no idea what those spurs are for, and he actually has an answer for that.
Yeah, there are two reasons actually. They during mating season, the males have to fight for dominance, mating rights for the hens. Um, just basically like all other animals
Right.
in the wild and stuff like that. But yeah, they're quite vicious when it comes to fighting and sometimes
So
they'll
how?
even fight to the
Oh.
death. They try to slash with those spurs and they use their beaks too pretty good.
So if you have ever, I don't know, you might have touched one of those uh, spurs. How do they feel like, or what
Yeah,
material?
it's
How
almost
do I?
like a bone. I mean, that's
Okay.
or a really like hard. It's kind of like a toenail texture, but like
Oh,
a
I see.
hardness of a bone.
Like horn
Yeah,
or something.
it's layered because it gets bigger for the years, that the turkey's alive. It like almost adds a layer, you know. So
I see.
so because they get kind of rounded off, and then they grow a little bit bigger, or you know, for the following year. But
So
I don't know
then of
like too much about turkeys, like because I mean I'll kill one if one comes by me, if I get the chance, But
if you have the tag and stuff.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I always buy them because they're like $5,
Hmm.
So like turkey tags like $5 extra when you get a deer tag, And of course, I want to make sure I'll be able to shoot one if one so happens to come by. But yeah, I've had some pretty cool encounters with turkeys, though. I've seen them do some crazy stuff, man. But
I mean,
I mean, they're just the dumbest, smartest bird out there, I guess, if so to speak.
the dumbest, smartest.
Yeah, it's like you could pop up one of these ground blinds in this field, and turkey's seen this field 100 times, but he will not pay no attention to that ground blind by being popped up within the last hour,
So they would
and they
not be
just
suspicious,
mm-mm,
like, what is this doing here
no.
all of a sudden? They would
Now,
just.
as long as I don't see any movement from the inside of that thing, you know. I mean, if you got it concealed pretty good, or you're wearing all black and the window's open, and you're not moving around or having a light from your camera or something like that, then nope, they'll just mosey right on around it. Which a whitetail will never do unless you put it out and leave it out for at least 30 days. You know,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
have to see it at nighttime, because that's when deer do their moving. You know, like their 90% of their moving is at night.
Mhm.
So if they see it at nighttime, where they feel more secure, and they might even walk up to it and give it a smell. So it's actually a really good tip to spray your ground blind down when you first put it out there with scent killer, like
Okay.
a lot of it, you know, because curious deer, which deer are kind of like cats and dogs at the same time, you know, they're really curious animals, but really kind of like you know, rough, you know, their smell is like a dog, you know.
I see.
And yeah, just spray it down real good, and let them get used to it for a while. And then they'll still be weary of it when they come walking by it. They'll look, and they'll look, and then they'll walk, and they'll look at it. But
Um,
they won't be all stomping. You know, when you first put them up, they'll stomp at it and snort at it, and because it's not something that they're used to seeing out there.
so the turkey, the dumb part of the turkey would be it wouldn't even think twice,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something's wrong. They would just,
yeah.
but the smart part seems to be then that they pick up movement like a ninja, something like that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what they can actually spot when you move. I mean, they will
You told me
just,
even breathing is something they
yeah,
can see, the
yeah, if they
movement
see
of
your,
breathing.
because you're pumped up, you know, because you got these turkey within range, and you're just
Yeah.
waiting for that right moment, and you're breathing heavy, they can see that swelling up and the going down and the swelling up, because they're just like, that's what they're built on. Their survival is like you got to look towards the sky, because you know hawks will grab them when they're adolescents, and then you got to look around. They got to make sure they can see a coyote flash through the bushes, you know, so, and stuff like that, and they got to be able to see a bow hunter freaking pulling back on that bow.
Yeah,
It all comes into play, you know. I mean, that's what
of
they do.
course.
They're just, but yeah, the second reason is to, you know, take care of the young ones, make sure that the coyotes aren't picking them off, and because them spurs, you know, them
Oh
coyotes
yeah,
know
the
them.
second reason. Yeah.
Yeah, them coyotes know them turkeys got them spurs on them, and if they don't, they'll learn quick. Um, so they gotta be crafty to get them young ones, but they get them. It's a balance, you know. I mean,
Of course,
the
yeah.
coyotes get them, and we get
I
them, but
I imagine it's always like a balance. Also, like if you
yeah,
think about those I don't know what it's called in English, the name of the pigs in Africa, South Africa. You know those really,
warthogs, the ugly
yeah,
ones.
those who would fight a lion.
Yeah, yeah, they have to adapt, you know. I mean, sometimes they lose, sometimes they'll fend one off, you know. But
Oh, Sly, since we're talking, I really want to ask you about this topic if you are comfortable with it, or if you know about what's going on right now with that um, Melissa Bachmann. Um, did you hear about that? All
Melissa
this,
Bachman.
she's, if you don't know her, it's probably
Yeah, I know who she is. I'll subscribe to her on YouTube.
she's facing a real big shitstorm right now on
Mm,
Twitter
what?
because she, you know what a shitstorm is?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, um, I'm talking about the internet shitstorm, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
I could be aware that she did. Well, she did something she's
sh
regretting, huh?
Now, I don't know if she is regretting, but I mean, people were disgusted when she posted a picture where she was posing with a lion, a male, healthy lion that she shot, smiling on the picture. Oh, There we got some action. I heard a sow.
Yeah, I heard two pigs, both females.
Cause I'm very interested to ask you because you are American, right? So
Right.
you have to understand that the approach to the topic hunting is totally different here in Europe. Um, Here in Europe, people are, you know, much faster um, disgusted or against hunting. Um,
Okay.
just because in America it is hunting is more of a everybody has could have access, you know.
Right.
Here it's more only for rich people or for people who are having a background in their family for hunting.
Oh wow.
Um, so well, anyways, Melissa Bachmann posted that picture, and actually even America went crazy about it because they say hunting and hunting is fine for, you know, as long as it's not PETA people. Um, but they say killing a lion or a rhino or an elephant or a crocodile even, that's not, you know, there's no reason for that, and you should not do that and sit next to that animal and like smile or laugh. Disrespectful. I thought you would have heard about that case, but
No,
if
when
not,
did this happen?
I think it was last week actually.
Oh
It
really?
was even in German television,
Wow.
and they were talking about the shitstorm on Facebook and Twitter. I think Twitter it was.
Hmm.
And I was surprised because I thought Americans would, I mean, you cannot, you know, America is so huge. I mean, you
Yeah, I
cannot
mean,
really
if that's the
say,
culture, she should have obviously known the culture, or somebody should have, I mean, if and even if after the fact, if that's not something they do, I'm not familiar with that's what
well,
they don't. They,
she's doing that TV show for Winchester.
yeah,
Um, I don't know what it is called, but alone the name is kind of like, oh, well, this is really about killing. Uh, so I don't know. As far as I know, the most actually all Americans that I spoke to about hunting, they really they see it as a sport. Yes, they do. Germans do that too, or Europeans do that too. But everybody I talked to, it was very important that it had to do with, you know, something. It had to make sense. You know, you're not hunting and you're leaving everything. You want to hunt and use the meat and
yeah,
stuff like that, you know. And so I mean, it's not too surprising to get um oh,
ooh,
turkey.
turkey, yeah, he's right over there. I don't know if we could sneak into this ground blind real quick.
Hmm.
I know them pigs are right here too.
I know.
I seen the big leg circle. I'm kind of torn. I don't. But I'm gonna sneak into this blind, and I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then I'm gonna comment on this whole situation.
Okay, and we're gonna make a recording break anyways, because we're gonna set up here in the ground blind, and then hopefully we will finally get some action.
Yeah, right. I think. Yeah, I
I
haven't heard.
might.
I cannot believe I've not heard an elk. I mean, what the heck is going on here?
Okay, guys, so we get into the ground blind, and we will be back
All right.
soon.